Hello, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another night of football. We've got Scunthorpe tonight. We had a great night last night. Monday night football, Harrogate against Crewe. Last minute winner for Crewe. Absolutely who needs Premier League football? Honestly, everyone going on about the international break. Oh, it's dreadful. Oh, it's awful. Well, hey, listen, you got some absolutely top quality football on tonight. Scunthorpe against Morecambe in the National League. Scunthorpe, the Irons, doing very, very well this season, it's got to be said. Morecambe, maybe less so. It's not been great for Morecambe this season. And we'll talk about that as the live goes on. I just want to get the actual live on because it's on DAZN, by the way. And it is, there you go. I'm sorted. Oh, no, I'm so prepared today. Cheers for the share, Reese. Really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone that's already shared, that's liked, that's commented. I really appreciate it. Callum, good to see you, you big wool. Clean shaven. I'm trying to make an effort, you know what I mean? Can't keep turning up looking like a hobo. People are going to think a lot less of me. Stephen King, AK, you got a bet? I have, mate. Yes, I have. I've backed Scunthorpe tonight. I've backed a goal in both halves and Scunthorpe to win. That's what I've gone for. I do think Scunthorpe will get the win tonight at Glanford. Well, is it Glanford Park anymore? I don't think it is called Glanford Park, isn't it? Is it the Attis Arena? Yeah, I'm sure it's sponsored by Attis. It's known as the Attis Arena, but it was Glanford Park. That's what I know it as anyway. But we've got the Irons against the Shrimps. Scunthorpe against Morecambe. I wouldn't quite say a packed out Glanford Park anyway. It's is it about 9,000 capacity, this stadium, the Attis Arena. It's not quite packed out, but it is a Tuesday night and it is relatively cold and it has been quite rainy. But Scunthorpe have started the season really, really strongly. They're about to get us underway here. Come on, ref. Get yourself sorted. It is on DAZN if you want to watch along with me. Plenty of good football on tonight. We've got the EFL Cup going on, the EFL Trophy rather, going on. So we'll keep abreast of all those goals and everything going on. But I'm focusing tonight on this one. It's just got underway. Scunthorpe and Morecambe. Ashveer Singh Johal in charge of Morecambe. I think the youngest manager, by the way, Ashveer Singh Johal is the youngest manager in the top 5 leagues of English football. The top 5 tiers of English football, we've got him tonight, the youngest manager, Ashveer Singh Johal, appointed recently by the Punjabi Warriors, who've taken over at Morecambe. But I think we're going to see goals tonight, I really do. Unbeaten this season, Scunthorpe. 7 wins, 4 draws, no losses. Morecambe, meanwhile, 2 wins, 2 draws, 7 losses. Not great. Jake, thank you for the gift. Really appreciate it. I'm just trying to catch up with TikTok, actually. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Luton 1-1 with Cambridge. Diabolical. 1-2-4, good choice. I'm going for Cardiff v Newport. And 1-2-4, Dixon Bonner, ex-Liverpool. Yeah, Dixon Bonner is playing in kind of a number 10 position for Morecambe, I guess. He's just floating behind the striker. He does play a little bit more of a kind of like a 4-1-4-1 formation that Ashveer Singh Johal has been playing. But he's the first Sikh to manage a professional club in England. So there's another little first going on. Another thing, if you want to jump on the in-play today, by the way, Scunthorpe even though Scunthorpe have done really, really well this season, and they have done really, really well this season, there's 7 wins, 4 draws, just no losses, just to remind everyone, they've also not had too many clean sheets. Not too many clean sheets. So definitely worth backing maybe a Morecambe goal. You might get decent odds for that one. But Scunthorpe got the ball down the right-hand side here. Early pressure from the Irons. FM No Casuals, good to see you. Welsh Premier League. We will, lad. Shout out is right. No chance I'm having the Welsh Premier, though. Reese, I want to see Luke Littler versus Key. First to score 180 wins a pack of quavers. Oh, I'd deck him. The absolute fraud. Chucking arrows behind me back. I absolutely know, but I'm fantastic at a game of arrows. Let's have a game around the board. None of this 180 nonsense. Ollie, is there any footy on tomorrow? Is there any footy on tomorrow? I don't think there is, you know. There's a little bit, but it's whether or not I can... We've got African football on tomorrow. So we've got the African World Cup qualifiers on tomorrow. I could put the African games on. But I don't know if there's enough of an audience for it. I guess I'm waiting on you guys to tell me, should I do, tomorrow night, we could do an African World Cup game. Because that's really the only football that's on tomorrow. So if there's enough of you that wants to do it, then I'm game. You know me, I'm always game to watch a bit of football. We could do an early in the day one. There's games at 2 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. So we could either watch... At 8 o'clock, we can watch Niger against Congo. Or we could watch Tanzania against Zambia. I'm not mad keen on them. Earlier in the day, we could watch Djibouti against Egypt. Could watch a bit of Mo Salah. Could watch Mo Salah. Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, Comoros, Madagascar, Chad v Mali. Love a good Chad game. Central African Republic and Ghana. Can watch all of them. That's at 5 o'clock. Or we've got 2 o'clock games, which is Mauritius against Cameroon and Libya against Cape Verde. Ethiopia against Guinea-Bissau and Eswatini against Angola. They're all FIFA World Cup qualifiers. I mean, they're all, you know, they are all World Cup qualifiers. We will watch them if you want to watch them. I just need you to tell me if it's worth me doing it. Like, I've just penciled in to give it a miss, to be honest. Stephen King, what odds and how much? What did I back? Scunny and a goal in both halves. I think was about 180. Might have been nearly 2-1, actually. Shell, how's it going? And Ben, good to see you. How you doing? Shell says, come on, Scunny. Emma Kerridge, Scunthorpe. How's it going, Emma? Shell, why not? African qualies whenever. And Ollie, I would do the Egypt game if you are. Okay, right, we'll see. We'll see. I'll see how we feel tomorrow. Wim, how's it going? Timbo Slice, what's up, Key? Still not Ray Testavow? All of a sudden, mate, because he scored a tap-in against Liverpool, I think he's the best winger in the world. It's a bit like Jake here. Jake's going mad. Jake's going mad because Scholes has said he thinks Tonali's the best midfielder in the league. This is Paul Scholes, by the way, who's said an awful lot of things in his career that don't really chime quite well. But, you know, hey, just because he thinks it's the best midfielder in the Prem, that's on Paul Scholes, isn't it? Reese, you're not watching the England v Wales game, Key? No, I'm not watching friendlies on this channel, mate. I've told you there's 2 things I won't do on this channel: friendlies and women's games. Obviously, because I'm a raging misogynist and hate all women. That isn't true. Before anyone freaks out, but that's the reason I am giving. I'm not doing friendlies. I'm definitely not doing friendlies. Not when there's actual competitive football on. Stephen King, what about the MLS playoffs? Am I going to cover the MLS? No, I can't justify the MLS for 2 reasons. One, it's too early in the morning for me. I've got a little girl in the next room, which, to be honest, it is my daughter, by the way. That's not me just admitting I've got like a hostage or anything. It's my little girl. She'll be asleep in the next room. So there's no way I can have, you know, me shouting at daft o'clock in the morning saying, "Come on into Miami," which I normally do. If it's, you know, Scott. Look at the state of me last night. Look at the state of me just watching Crew. So there's no chance I can do that at 2, 3 in the morning watching Inter Miami against the, I don't know, whatever stupidly named American team there is. Sorry. Ada One Take says Isak is going to be a flop because of the fee. Well, players are very rarely flops because of fees. They're usually flops because they're not very good players. And I don't think anyone would say for one moment that Isak is anything other than a very good player. Stephen says you'll win yours, mate. 3-1-2 on Scunthorpe, I think. Nice. Emir Sadri says League Cup. This isn't the League Cup. No, this is the National League. And High Water Charlie, I'm on Scunny to win and over 2.5. Let's see some goals. Yes, High Water Charlie. Let's hope so. Yeah, let's absolutely. I'm hoping for the goalless. Not a goalless first half. I need goals in the first half, but plenty of goals tonight. I want to see plenty of goal mouth action. Chimey, how's it going? And Ben, putting your child before football, you joker. Reese says, do England v Wales, Key. It'll be more of a game than England v Latvia. Not a friendly. No, I'm not doing friendlies. Come on, we're not doing friendlies. I'll do England Latvia because there's something riding on that. Timbo Slices Estevar did more than score a tap in, to be fair, was a great cameo. Yeah, but a great cameo isn't enough to claim anything that he's, anything special. He also did a pretty bad cameo against West Ham, didn't he? We saw him against West Ham and he gave the ball away that gave West Ham the goal. So he's still very young ultimately. So when I say I don't rate Estevar, it's because I say I don't rate him right now. Maybe in time he'll develop and become a good player. But right now, no, I don't think he's fantastic. Emir Sadra says, hot take of the season, Spurs finished top 4 this season. That's not a bad shout, That's not a bad shout. And I don't know how to pronounce that because it's all different letters. 8Z6E says, I don't know shit about this, but Scunthorpe win. Well, let's hope so. Chimey, all good here, mate. Hope you're doing okay too, Shelley. Yeah, Shelley, hopefully you're doing well. And Chimey, lots of love to our regulars. Reese says Paul Scholes is barely top 4 midfielders in the Prem ever. And Danny Woolger, what Premier League games are on next weekend? Well, the games that I'm doing, there's none on next weekend. It's the weekend after, which is so annoying, isn't it? Morecambe with a strike, miles over and into that far stand there. Shocking. Yeah, the games that I am doing... it's the 18th of October for what it's worth. That's the next weekend of Premier League football. So next weekend of Premier League football is I'm doing Nottingham Forest against Chelsea. This is on the Saturday, the 18th. Nottingham Forest v Chelsea, and then Fulham against Arsenal at Craven Cottage. Come on, the Fulham. And then on Sunday it's Tottenham against Villa and Liverpool against Man United. Oh, I'm nervy about that one. I'm very nervy. And then Monday night we've got West Ham against Brentford. So we've that's the weekend when Premier League footy comes back. But it's sadly not for another week and a half. We've got a full weekend coming up with no Premier League footy. Although there is lots of good games on this weekend. We're doing Oldham against Barrow. We've got Scotland against Belarus. I'm doing Rotherham against Northampton Town as well. That's another good one. Emma Kerridge says, have a good game, Keith Thomas. Cheers, Emma. Hopefully you enjoy it too. And Stephen King says, a serious question, Key. Would you win a UFC fight against Grealish? It depends. I reckon I could deck him on points. On a points decision. Split decision. I reckon I could go the distance with him. Like, he probably wouldn't knock me out, and I probably wouldn't knock him out. But if I could stay... if he could not choke me, I reckon I'd be on... I'd probably win it on a split. On a points decision. Shell, come on, United. And Robert says, I am from Lincolnshire, Key, and I support Boston United, who are big rivals of Scunny. Yes, I know, yeah. Boston goals. Callum says Key needs to do sumo wrestling. Fucking listen you, because you've been found out to be a wool. You're all aggy now. Emma says you are the best live streamer. Ah, that's very nice of you, Emma. That's very, very kind of you to say. It means a lot when people say stuff like that, because most of the time I get divvies like Callum saying things like that. So when the few times I get nice comments, it's lovely. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Emma. It warms my icy heart. Robert, if you can on the 18th, do the Lincolnshire Derby with Boston United v Scunthorpe. The 18th. Ooh, I think 18th is when it's Premier League back on, mate, sadly. So you've got Forest and Chelsea and Fulham Arsenal that day. So I'll try, if it's on, then possibly. Stephen King, you in Liverpool kit, him in an Everton kit. I think you'd drag him round the cage by his hair before you choke him out, mate. Be like that. Say, let go of me hair. Take it off me. Stop pulling me by the hair. That's not fair. Jake Paul Scholes, by the way, arguably one of the best midfielders in Prem history. That's true enough. And 124 says, watch the Liverpool 7-0 v United, but act like you've not seen it. I can't do that. I got A-star drama, but I can't act that well. Justin Takuri says, Morecambe is clearly the better tactically and tend to transition better. Yeah, I agree with that under the new manager since he's come in. They have looked a little bit sharper. Obviously, one of the problems being that they very nearly went bust, didn't they? So they've lost a fair few players and it's not been maybe the ideal season preparation for them. I think they're a few games behind a few of the other teams. Emma Kerridge, is Scunthorpe doing well now? To be honest, it's been a bit of a... I keep using this word, but a bitty opening 15 minutes. It's not been... There's not been an awful lot of clear possession for either team. You've had Morecambe having the ball like they have right now, and then within maybe five or six passes, it's an overhit pass. It breaks down, and there you go. Scunthorpe have it back. It's... Scunthorpe are winning the ball quite well, but then Morecambe give it away. And then here we go. Let's see how long Scunthorpe can hang on to it. One pass. Two passes. They're out to the left-hand side here now. Ball into the box. Cleared away. There you go. Two passes. They had it. Two passes. They had it. And they've give it back to Morecambe. And now Morecambe have it and they've give it away. It's that sort of an opening game, let's be honest. It's been that sort of an opening 20 minutes and it's not really settled down just yet. Joffrey says, I hope Morecambe stay up, but it looks like they are in quicksand at the moment. Nice. Hey, that's a lovely little pun. Morecambe in quicksand. The Shrimpers down by the bay. NUFC Sam says, are you doing World Cup games? It really depends on whether or not the World Cup is on, like, early enough. Because I think the World Cup is... They're on about moving the games. I don't know if you've heard about this. FIFA are on about moving the World Cup games to much, much later in the night. Because it's so hot in America. Do you know what we saw in the Club World Cup? They had massive fans blowing cold air into the stadium, and they had... regular water breaks and things like that for the players, and it was just unsustainable, and it was really, really hot when they were playing games at 3-4 p.m. local time, which means it's 8-9 o'clock at night here, which is what they were doing. They've had to start thinking about how they do that for the World Cup, and one of the suggestions has been, well, why don't we play the games at maybe 8-9 o'clock local time, which means they're actually only going to kick off here at maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. I think some games I will definitely do, of course, but some games inevitably I won't be able to because it'll be far too late. Reese says, Key, you've not had a good track record of saying dodgy stuff on this app. I know. Can you imagine if I ever get any... If I get much bigger on this, if people start actually taking notice of me, then I might have a right faux pas like Anfield Agenda's done. I've heard all this stuff going on with him in the last couple of days. So, yeah, Christ, I hope I don't have any... Well, I've not had any slip-ups like that, but I have had slip-ups, haven't I? It's usually stuff where we're talking about players tugging in the box, and then we all end up breaking down laughing. Robert, 3 p.m. kickoff, and it's on DAZN. And Omer Musa, where can I watch this match? It's on DAZN, mate. You can watch it right now on DAZN. Emma Kerridge, can I have a shout out? Of course you can, Emma. There you go. You've got it. Chimey says, I think they're trying to force ticket sales. I think, to be honest, ticket sales are... Have you seen the price of them, by the way? They're like £50,000 for a ticket in some parts. I think $10,000... Not pounds. There was $10,000 for a regular seat in a World Cup game. Crazy. Stephen King, you should view Middlesbrough v Ipswich after the international break. That's if Liverpool aren't playing the same day. No, they've got that, yeah. Friday the 17th. It's a Friday night game. Middlesbrough against Ipswich. It's going to be a massive game, that one. Really looking forward to that. Clarkey, are you watching the Northern Ireland game on Friday night? I am indeed, yeah. Northern Ireland against Slovakia on Friday, followed by Northern Ireland against Germany on Monday night. We're going to watch a bit of Florian Wirtz. Hey! Jake says that Uncle Fester bloke needs to go watch golf or sign up to the Liverpool Echo. Adam Trek Anime says, why does the Prem table flatter Amarim? Chance for Morecambe here. Do you know what? It doesn't... I don't think it necessarily does flatter him. I just think people don't quite get the fact that it's still so early in the season, and one win can literally take you from, like, 14th to about 7th. Like, it all changes mega quick. So you can go from having a season, it looks terrible, and then all of a sudden, you know, it flips, and it can be actually... You don't look too bad. Ostermore, do you remember the Germany women's team watch-along? Minges, yes. Yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah, we had a few faux pas, a few double entendres that night, didn't we? Are you watching the darts? I'm not, mate. No, I don't really do darts. Isn't really my thing. I know the darts is going on at the minute, isn't it? It's Luke Humphries is playing, and Luke Littler, and Van Gerwen Price... they're all playing. And Peter, what's his name? Peter, whoever, in with the mohawk. They're all doing it. Scunthorpe with a chance. Come on, we need a goal in the first half here. Shocking. Jake says, have you heard Gerrard and Rio talking about how Scholes would do if he was playing today? No, I haven't. I haven't heard that. I haven't watched the interview with Gerrard, but I've seen that he talked about how the reason that England didn't do so well is because of the egos of people in the team. That he says that, like, you look at Carragher and Gary Neville and how they're, like, best mates now. And that would never have happened when they were playing together for England. Hey, how's it going, Liam? Good to see you. And Isaiah Blazina says, come on, I have Scunthorpe minus 1.5. I've got a goal in the first, well, a goal in both halves. I really thought we'd get goals in this one. All the stats, all the numbers suggests goals in this game. So, baffling that we are. Oh, Morecambe, big chance. He's offside. Yeah, it's baffling that we're this far into the game and we haven't really had one meaningful chance. It's been pretty dull, pretty dire. Adam Trek Anime says, has football become so tactical that untalented individuals look like world beaters? I think there's always been a bit of that, though, hasn't there? I mean, if you go back to... There's been a lot of players who've just been workmanlike, and they've had a really decent career. You know, people disrespect people like Henderson and James Milner, for example. I'm just talking about Liverpool players. Both of those I thought were terrific footballers, but, you know, in some quarters, you'll speak to some fans and they'll say, oh, they weren't that good as players, they just worked hard. And that made up for their lack of talent. But that's been the case for years, hasn't it? I mean, Milner's career stretches back to sort of the early 2000s, and you can go back even before him and look at players. So it's maybe always been the case that that's just how it is. Beaten of the world. Do you think there'll be 4 corners in the first half? No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it, mate. I don't think we've had... Have we had one so far? I don't think we have. Shocking play down the left-hand side there from Scunthorpe. And somehow it's... has it gone out for the throw-in? No, offside. Really poor, that. Josh, do you still think Liverpool will win the league? I do, mate, yes. Yeah, I still think Liverpool are going to win it. Morecambe Football Club says, come on, we need a win. Yes, we do. Let's have it, Morecambe Football Club. Are you the actual Morecambe Football Club? I hope so. That would be a great moment if the real Morecambe Football Club was somehow watching my live. I'd get all... I think I'd blush. Right, we might have a corner here. Have we got a corner? Nah, it's a goal kick. I thought it might have been a corner there for the Shrimps, but sadly not. Chimey says Fletcher was special, not special for us, but the players around him were phenomenal, same as Gerrard. Chance for Scunthorpe, hit it! Oh, just wide. Just wide. Yeah, Darren Fletcher was really cool, wasn't he? Park Ji-sung was a little bit like that. They were both Carrick, even to an extent. Just workmanlike. Stephen King says Morecambe send Key a shirt for his shirts. We have had the Real Harrogate Town. We've genuinely had the Real Harrogate Town Football Club social media channel, like, watching us and commenting on us. They've been on here before. Callum the Copite, you're not watching Liverpool v Man City women on Sunday on Sky. No, like I said, I've told you many, many times, I violently hate women. I shouldn't keep saying that, really, should I? Because obviously people are going to take it seriously at some point. No, I don't. Of course, that's not the reason. But I don't. I don't watch women's football because I don't know anything about it. I love women. I have massive respect for women's football. I've got a little girl. I'd love it if she was a woman's footballer. A footballer. If she was a footballer, it would be amazing. But I don't know anything about the women's game, and it's a completely alien thing to me. So I've watched a lot of the women's football tournaments. We watched the Euros, as you know, but it's just not my cup of tea. I don't know anything about it. There's entire football clubs I don't know. So no, I'm not going to be watching it, mate. I'll apply the same logic to friendlies, in the men's or women's game. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Ben says Henderson was grossly underrated. Anytime he was out the team, we missed him massively. And I always remember walking Milo in Great Sankey, and all of a sudden Spud Bros were in the chat. Yeah, Spud Bros came in. That was good. We've had a few little sort of minor celebrities. I mean, I shouldn't really be calling Spud Bros a minor celebrity. They literally sponsor Preston, don't they? Chimey says Firmino or Nunes, Key. Firmino was absolutely the better player. That's not even close. But... do you know what the disappointing thing is? I genuinely believe that Nunes probably had the better potential. Like, Nunes could have been anything he wanted to. He had it all. Except the brain at times. Yeah, he was just far too impetuous. Emma says, Morecambe, how are you in this league? To be honest, Scunthorpe haven't been brilliant though, Emma. They've not been great in this first sort of 25, 30 minutes. Adam said, should more teams adopt Arsenal's set-piece mentality instead of making fun of it? I think a lot of teams have. Like, a lot of teams have tried to replicate Arsenal's approach to set-pieces. They're very, very good at set-pieces. Both defending them and attacking them. They seem to do very, very well. They're just very good at them. They are elite at set-pieces. I don't necessarily think people mock the set pieces. It's more that Arsenal rely heavily on them. So I think if other teams could do that, they would. The problem is that Arsenal mainly succeed from set pieces. Their actual in-play, open play stuff is not great. And it's quite boring, I find, with Arsenal. Stephen King says, women's football I wouldn't watch, really poor compared to the men's, yet they think they should get the same money. Things like that is why I don't watch. I mean, do you know what, mate? It's not necessarily anything to do with the political stuff or anything like that. I really enjoyed the women's Euros. I thought it was fantastic. And it was really, really good fun. And that's from someone like me who is... at the time, certainly, it was an admitted, self-confessed dinosaur. And for the women's game to grow, which is only a good thing, I'm sure you would admit, Stephen, it's only a good thing. We would like more women to get into football and to be more investment in the women's game. That absolutely there should be. And that's a great thing. That's one of the benefits that we've seen over the last few years. So that's all fantastic. And you need to convert more people like me, I guess, to get the viewers, to get the sponsorship that then in turn gets the pay up, doesn't it? That gets the women more money as a result. So more people certainly do need to watch the women's game. And that seems to be happening. It's, you see it on Sky every week. Obviously, you're asking me now, am I going to be watching the game on Sunday or whatever? That's fantastic. That would never have happened like 5-10 years ago. So it's a massive stride forward, and that's brilliant. I love that. But I don't know anything about the game. Maybe I need to learn more about it. I don't know, but I just don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it. Liam, are you watching England against Wales? No, I'm not watching England-Wales. I'm watching England-Latvia, but not England-Wales. Chimey says the girls are great to watch. But to be honest, mate, all football is great to watch at all levels. But the women's game is, in my opinion, a lot different to the men's. It's massively different to the men's. It's great to watch, but it's different. It's definitely different. And I don't really know where I'm at with it. So I don't really feel like a subject matter expert watching it. I'm literally just watching it for the sake of... I get enjoyment out of it. Whereas at least I feel like if I'm watching the men's game, I've grown up watching the men's game every single day pretty much of my entire life. So I can have a conversation with any team about the club, the players, tactics. I can't really do that in the women's game. I have no idea about the context, the history of the club. Shell, is it okay, Key, if I mention another YouTube channel on it? Absolutely it is, yeah. Absolutely. Emma Kerridge, you made me sad, I'm leaving. I made you sad? Why did I make you sad? Stephen, it's good to have women's football. Do you know what, mate? As long as you supporting it and it's on telly, that's all great. It's fantastic. That's brilliant. Adam says, I watched the UEFA Women's Champions League final between Arsenal and Barcelona. It was decent. That was, do you know what? I think we was live the same night. Yeah, we was live the same night that was on. It might have actually been... Was that on during the the Women's Euros? Because we watched pretty much every game in the Women's Euros, didn't we, on this channel? So I can't remember. Player Cam, how's it going, mate? Hi, mate. What channel is the game on? It's on DAZN. DAZN. Chance for Morecambe. Oh, just about cleared away by Scunny. It's all a bit. Yeah, it's all a bit all over the place. Neither team can get hold of the ball for an extended period of time. Scunthorpe finally coming forward here now. And he's fouled. He's dragged down. That should be a foul, and it is. And it's probably going to be a yellow card as well for Morecambe. High water, Charlie. Yeah, never mind. 2.5 is dead. Give it time. Yeah, give it time. High water, Charlie. Oh, sorry, we've done that. Mingma Sherpa says, guys, who will win? I really think Scunthorpe will, but it's not started how I thought it would. 13 minutes in, Scunthorpe haven't had really a shot on target. Neither of Morecambe. And Scunthorpe with the free kick, miles over the bar. Shell. Oh yeah, the women's football chat. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they do good stuff. They do very, very good stuff. They did quite a bit of the Women's Euros as well. Morecambe on the counter-attack. Big chance here. Must be. Ah, has he skied it? Oh, Morecambe should be one up here. Morecambe should 100% be one in front. Mingma, how to watch. Yeah, there you go. DAZN, DAZN. If you go and watch it, it's on DAZN right now. 35 minutes on the clock. Proto says, hi, mate. Do you think we're getting Europe? We are looking good recently. Everton. No. No. We had this conversation quite a bit yesterday, and no, Everton aren't going to get Europe. I don't think anyone seriously believes that Everton are going to get Europe. Nobody really believes that. Reese, Tom Lockyer has left Luton. It's a sad day. Poor fella. Timbo, who hates women's football more, Key or Joey Barton? I don't hate women's football. I don't hate it at all. But, oh, off the post, Scunthorpe. Oh, unlucky. First real chance of the game. Scunthorpe nearly going in front, and Morecambe nearly taking the lead up the other end as well. We've had, in the last, 2 minutes, the game has just come to life. They've just come to life here. Why has no one told me the bloody dinghy's not... Oh. That's been going around the bottom. We've had Crew and Scunthorpe going around the bottom. Why has no one told me? Oh, that's well annoying. There you go. Chimey, who is the player to watch in this game? I would say Dixon Bonner, ex-Liverpool player. In my humble opinion. And player Cam, the game is opening up. It does feel like it now, doesn't it? Proto says, mate, we've been good. Do you think you've been better than 14 other teams in the Premier League? You're not getting Europe with Barry and Beto up front. You're just not. You're just not, mate. With the greatest of respect. William says, crazy to think that Morecambe was almost a finished club and then the Sikhs took over. Yeah, Punjab Warriors and obviously Singh Johal. Shell, here we go. We are getting Europe, absolutely. And Mingma says, give me your score prediction, bro. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Scunthorpe. I'm hoping we get a goal in the first half because I've backed a goal in the first half on a lot of them here. Reece says Jack Grealish has had 2 good games and Everton fans think they're making the Champions League. It's just absolutely standard for Everton fans. They think they're going to win the league. They think they're going to win the... Well, they think they're getting into Europe. Next week they'll get beat by City and they'll be questioning David Moyes and whether or not he's right for the club. It's the same every single week. Every single week. Scunthorpe have got a free kick here. Opportunity for them to put the ball into the box. Isaiah says, what does getting Europe mean? Champions League. Well, it means Champions League, or maybe it means Europa League or Conference League. All of those would be considered Europe. Stephen King says, Key, have you got both teams to score first half? No. A goal in both halves. So as long as there's a goal in the next 7 minutes from either team, plus 1 in the next 45, then it's all good. But yeah, we desperately need a goal because we've not really had an awful lot happen in the first 40 minutes. Scunthorpe playing it long. They've got a big chance here down the right-hand side. Scunthorpe get in the box. What a finish! Scunthorpe 1-0. Get in there. Fabulous finish down the left-hand side. And it's a superb strike. Scunthorpe take the lead. Scunthorpe 1, Morecambe 0. And the Shrimps will regret that chance they didn't take just about 10 minutes ago. It was sloppy, really, defensively from Morecambe. It's just a long ball played through the middle of the pitch. The fullback, I'm not sure what the left-back is doing. Honestly, the Morecambe left-back just completely abandons his post. Just completely leaves it. It's Kane, actually. Jake Kane, ex-Liverpool. He's a midfielder playing left-back, so maybe that's one of the issues. Jake Kane, a midfielder playing left-back. He just completely drifted into midfield, and he left that right channel just completely exposed. And yeah, it was Roberts. It was Callum Roberts on the right-hand side, just running in, gets into the box, opens his body up, lovely little Thierry Henry, and just glides it into the far corner. Wonderful, wonderful goal. Scunthorpe 1, Morecambe 0. And the Shrimps have got it all to do. Reece says, don't ask an Everton fan what getting Europe means. They don't know. And Timbo says, they're the fake Shrimpers, Morecambe. We all know the real Shrimpers are Southend. Well, they're all Shrimpers as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to argue that with you. But yeah, Roberts has been Scunthorpe's kind of star player for them this season. I think he's got 13. How many? 13? No, 10. Sorry, 10. 10 assists he's got in 13 games. And now Scunthorpe with an opportunity up the other end of the pitch to make it 2, maybe. And it's a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card here for Morecambe. Another yellow card, I think, there. Isaiah Blazina says, lol, I am an Everton fan. And Beater of the World says, need 2 more corners. I don't think you're going to get another 2 more in the next 3 minutes. I hope so. I'm rooting for you, mate. I'm really rooting for you, but I don't think we're going to get it. I was going to say, Isaiah, we've got many Everton fans on this channel. Loads of Everton fans. What are you saying, Timbo? Key thoughts on Sir Reece of James putting a stellar performance in v Liverpool at right back, centre mid, and centre back. I've not got a lot to say about Reece James. Just glad he's fit. Free kick from Scunthorpe. Oh, what a screamer! It's 2. It's an absolute worldie. It's 20, maybe 30 yards out, and it's an absolute rocket. Scunthorpe have gone 2 in front. Oh, it's a belter. It's a lovely free kick. Rattled into the bottom corner. Round the wall. That's more than 30 yards out. That's maybe 35 yards out. It's an absolute worldie. It's a brilliant goal, that. Keeper, no chance. Straight into the bottom corner. And the crowd goes mild at the Attis Arena. Timbo says Morecambe have collapsed like my hairline here. You want to get yourself a luscious... Get yourself to Turkey like me. Get a luscious hairline. AFC Fylde 1, Leamington 1 in the National League North. Fylde really should be flying there. They should be battering them. Beater of the World says, gimme 2 corners. It was Whitehall with the goal, by the way. I didn't tell you that. It was Whitehall with the free kick. Putting Scunny 2 in front. Leonardo Teixeira, Chama goals. Good to see you. Well, listen, everyone who's watching, by the way, if you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe. It makes a massive, massive difference to me. So if you please can, if you can hit the like button, if you can comment and subscribe, it massively helps. So please do so. Stevenage 1, Bromley 1 in the EFL Cup. EFL Trophy, sorry. Timbo Slices, I reckon Turkish barbers purposely push men's hair back so they then have to get transplants, supporting the Turkish economy. My barbers are Bulgarian, so I don't think they've got much hope in it, to be honest. Steve says, Key, you licking your lips on your bet. Well, I still need one more goal. I still need one more goal in the second half for Scunthorpe and Scunny to win. So we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But Scunny have done really well to take the lead, because for the first 35 minutes or so, it was actually a pretty poor game. It reminds me a lot of the Bournemouth and Fulham game, this. Stephen King, Key, you'll get that goal. Hopefully so. Yeah, hopefully. Hey, how you doing, Pup? Good to see you. How's tricks? I'm good, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really good. I've got Scunthorpe to win and a goal in both halves. And we're currently... how many minutes have we got of added time? They've not even put up the board here. Not even put up the board at Glanford Park. Morecambe coming down the left-hand side. He just gets bullied off it there. Too easy. Too weak. Too easy, that, for Scunthorpe. But we're approaching half-time. Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 0. And what does this do for the... what does this do for the National League table, by the way? Because I think Scunthorpe with this... Ooh, they move... Well, I mean, to be honest, they're a point behind Carlisle in third and a point behind Forest Green in second with a game in hand. So actually, this win could take Scunthorpe... If they were to win their game in hand, they could go to second. Obviously, they're still way behind Rochdale. Rochdale are top, and they've played 2 games less than everyone else, pretty much. So Rochdale flying. I fully expect that Rochdale will end up coming back up to the Football League. I think Forest Green will join them, and then I think it's a straight shot then in the playoffs between teams like Carlisle and Scunny. Okay, so it's a goal kick. Is it? No, it's offside, seemingly. And I think this is going to take us through to half-time here now. It should do anyway. Pup says, now that I'm here, no more goals. And Isaiah, Semenyo for Bournemouth is fire. Do we think Semenyo does end up leaving Bournemouth this summer? Feels like there's a few clubs that would take a punt on Semenyo, but it depends what price it would take to get him out of there, I suppose. It is half-time here now, by the way. Scunny 2, the Irons 2, and the Shrimpers 0. Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 0. Half-time here at Glanford Park, or the Attis Arena, as I said. Yeah, there you go. Scunthorpe thriving, maybe about to head into those promotion places. Morecambe, on the other hand, still rock bottom. And this result would leave them a solid 5 points. 5 points off the pace at the bottom of the National League. They are well off it there. Level on points with Truro, level on points with Sutton. 4 points behind Braintree and 5 behind the likes of Altrincham, Woking and Aldershot. Emma Kerridge, can I go on a video? Can you go on a video? I mean, yeah, if you want to go on a video, you just have to get a camera and go on your channel. Set it up. I wish you the best of luck. Chimey, Spurs want Semenyo. Do you think they'll get him? And how much would they pay for him? How much do you think it'd have to be for him to get Semenyo? I think you're talking 60. Would 60 be enough? Timbo says Semenyo goes abroad to someone like Juve, I reckon. Semenyo to Juve. I think he'd do better going abroad, wouldn't he? Yeah, he'd definitely do better going abroad. Because as much as... I don't really think Spurs suits him. If he goes to Spurs, he's got to compete with Odeber, Tell, Kudus, Charlison. There's a fair few out there that he can't really... Plus, maybe Xavi Simons as well, drifting out there. Kulusevski drifting out there. Timbo, I noticed you skipped my earlier question. Probably wise. What earlier question? Key thoughts on... Is it the Reece James one? I didn't skip it. I answered that. You know about the Reece James one? I don't skip questions. What are you talking about? Shell, TWFC, Arsenal v Lyon in the Champions League now in the ladies' footy. Yep, the Arsenal v Lyon game is on. The one after that. Morecambe have collapsed like my hairline. I talked about that, and we talked about Turkish barbers. Yeah, all that. I mentioned all that. We talked about all that. Was there anything else? Otherwise, it's not showed up. They're the only ones I've got. Clarkey says, I think Semenyo goes to Real Madrid. My message must have been censored. Oh, Christ. It genuinely hasn't come up on here, I promise you. Genuinely. I'm kind of intrigued to know what it was now. Yeah, Semenyo ain't going to Real Madrid. Semenyo's not going to Real Madrid. Come on. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for liking as well. Always useful and helpful. Jake, was it the... Who hates women football more, Key or Joey Barton? No, I don't think so. That one came through. And I replied to that one as well. All the questions that gets put in generally, yeah. I mean, if Woodgate can go to Real Madrid, Semenyo can. Jonathan Woodgate was a really good centre-back, though. He was just always injured, wasn't he? Sabi Zada says Semenyo to Real Madrid. Who's he going to replace in that front three? Well, I didn't think he'd go to Real Madrid either. Someone suggested that in the TikTok chat, but I didn't think it was quite right. Cheers, Shell. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, Frankie, he's doing all good now. He's he's fine. He's back gave out on him for a little while, but he's all good. Jake says, answer this one then, Key. Who's your top 5 midfielders right now in the Prem? Top 5 midfielders in the Prem right now. In no particular order, I would say Gravenberch, Rice and Caicedo for sure. Gravenberch, Rice, Caicedo. I'd say Rodri, and I would say I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. Yeah, something to do with it popped up and said the live's been flagged for something. I don't know. Yeah, so I'd go Gravenberch, Rice, Caicedo, Rodri. They're the 4 like non-negotiables, and then after that, I think you're probably looking at it's probably between McAllister. Oh, it's tough. It's really tough. Yeah, you're looking at McAllister. You're looking at maybe Tonali as well. Yeah. But I think those are the top 4. I don't think you can have... I think if you're looking at midfielders in the Premier League, I don't think you can look past Rodri, Caicedo, Gravenberch and Rice in some particular order. Jake, yes, he said it. I didn't say it, actually. It was on the YouTube chat. I didn't even say Tonali. But there's a fair few you could include. Once you get past those 4, there's like 3, 4, 5 others minimum that you could throw in there and say that they're probably amongst it. You know, McAllister, Szoboszlai. I don't think I would maybe put Szoboszlai. I like Szoboszlai a lot, but I don't think he's like top 5. But McAllister, absolutely. I think Tonali maybe has. There's certainly a shout for him. But if you ask me now, if you said to me now, you can have one midfielder. You can have Tonali come to Liverpool, or you can have Adam Wharton come to Liverpool. It's not even close. It's Adam Wharton every single day of the week. So I like Tonali. I've told you I like Tonali, but Adam Wharton's a better player for me in my opinion. Maybe for the way that Newcastle play, Tonali works quite well. But I don't think he's top 5 in the Prem. No. Scholes thinks he's the best midfielder in the Prem. I think he's definitely in the minority on that one. And you've got to remember that Paul Scholes has a vested interest in trying to create drama and angst. So, yeah, I think it's that for me. Isaiah says, is baseball any popular in the UK or American football? Baseball, definitely not really, no. Baseball, I don't know anyone that likes baseball. But American football, there's like a sub-section of people who do follow American football. I don't get it, personally. I don't understand it. Jake, Tonali stats are better than all 4, to be honest. Okay, he's not a Florian Wirtz, but he's that type of player. What, he's a 10? You'd have Tonali as a number 10. So then what? If he's a number 10, he's dreadful. He doesn't score enough. He doesn't create enough. So what stats are you saying he's got? You're saying his stats are better than all 4? What stats? What stats are you looking at? You did say he's like a Wirtz type, and a Wirtz type is a 10. So that is exactly what you said. Stephen King, as popular as bobsleighing is in the USA. Bobsleighing is in from Cool Runnings. Hello, Edward. How you doing? Timbo, what's it going? I think Bruno G is as good as any of Liverpool's midfielders. I like Bruno. Yeah, I don't mind Bruno. I like Tonali as well. I like Joe Linton. I like them all. They're all perfectly fine, functional midfielders, but they're not they're not world class. They're not that guy. Jake, I said he's a bit Florian Wirtz type of player, but does a Wirtz type of player excel in the Prem today? He's bit Florian Wirtz type of player, but does a Wirtz type of player excel in the Prem? Well, yeah, I think he does. I think he does. But you're saying he's a bit type of... In what way is he like Florian Wirtz then? You're saying he's like Florian Wirtz. How is he like Florian Wirtz if he doesn't play in the same position? Edward, how would you feel if Slot took out the new signings and played the team from last season? He can't. It's not possible. He physically can't. He hasn't got the team from last season. Jake... Sorry, Timbo Slice Palmer is a Wirtz type of player, right? And he's excelled so far. Palmer is very close to Wirtz, but I think Wirtz is a lot faster than Palmer. He's a lot quicker. He moves better. In many ways, if you was to look at Cole Palmer and you was to look at Florian Wirtz, if they were in different... Let's say Cole Palmer was Spanish, right? And he was playing in Spain and getting the same numbers, and he was exactly the player that he is. I think if you looked at him and then you looked at Wirtz in the Bundesliga, you would say Wirtz would adapt to the Prem better than Palmer would. Because Wirtz is so much quicker. He got kicked to crap in Germany. He will adapt quicker if you was to look at it in that situation. I'm not saying he's better than Cole Palmer, by the way. I think in time he might be, but right now, obviously, he isn't. But Cole Palmer starts on the right. Cole Palmer doesn't play in the 10. He's not. I don't think Cole Palmer's good enough on the ball to play in the 10. That's why he gets... Every time Chelsea try and play him as a number 10, he gets bogged down. He ends up getting... he never plays well in a number 10. He's a right winger. You have to play him on the right and let him drift in. He's almost more of a Bukayo Saka than he is a Florian Wirtz, Cole Palmer. Harley Fletcher, good to see you. And Jake, he hasn't at far physicality, loses all his jewels, can't get round the pitch. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Tonali has never had a bad game for us. Has Wirtz had a good game for you? He has. Yeah, he has had a good game. But again, we're only looking at a small sample size, aren't we? We're only looking at 7 or 8 games, really, for Florian Wirtz. Jamie Booth, Liverpool still win the league in my eyes. And mine too as well, mate. Yeah, I agree with that. Jake Palmer is a winger, not someone in the middle like Wirtz and Tonali. Yeah, but you're saying that Tonali is a number 10 then? Is that what you're saying? Is Tonali a number 10? Because if he is, then his stats are terrible. Stephen King says Britain's knowledge of baseball is Babe Ruth in the Field of Dreams. Up the mags. What's your take on the whole Anfield agenda stuff? I haven't really got... Do you know what? I think he probably needs a PR team around him. If he's doing that well in life, and I don't know if he is or isn't, I don't know. I don't really watch his stuff, and that's not anything to do with him. I just don't really watch that sort of content. But I think he'd probably do well to just shut up about it. Just stop talking about it. Just stop. You literally... Some people just absolutely love... sort of create... They want him cancelled, don't they? There's a lot of people want him cancelled. And I don't know why, because I don't watch him. I have no idea if he's a nice guy, a divvy, or what. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff, so I have no idea. But I know what the allegations are. I think I've seen the clip, but only in passing. I don't really know it in context. I'd need to watch the full thing. And at the end of the day, if someone accuses you of something and you're not that thing, you just don't... I don't know why you get so het up about it. You're not. Like, someone says you're this, and you go, okay, fine. You say I am. I know I'm not. Like, oh, fine, okay. I know that's not the case. I don't recognise that. Jake says, wait, what's he done now? Just Google it. We're off for the second half here now, by the way, at Glanford Park. Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 0. Time for a big second half for the Shrimps. They desperately need to get back on terms here. Jamie says, hated watching how good Caicedo was the other day. Do you know what it was with Caicedo? We didn't really give him... We gave him a lot of time on the ball, didn't we? We didn't press him enough. And we know he's a top midfielder. You don't sign £100 million midfielders and they end up being terrible, generally speaking. Like, that's never happened before, really. Enzo Fernandez, I don't think is good value, but he's not a terrible midfielder. Caicedo, Rice, these are top quality players. And maybe Wirtz is the first. I'm sure people will say that. But I don't think he will be. I think Wirtz will be another absolute star. Walsall 0, Northampton 1, 88th minute. Late goal there. Joe, how's it going, Joe? Good to see you, man. Morecambe coming forward here. Big chance. They're in the box. Chance. Morecambe should be 2. Oh, no, unlucky. Timbo, I think Enzo is massively underrated, to be honest. He's very important for Chelsea every week now. He's okay. That's why I look at Enzo Fernandez and I think for the money that you paid, after the time that he's had, it's not like we're saying this like Florian Wirtz. Like, it's ridiculous, really, when you think about it, that people are having a pop after like 7 games, 8 games. People were having a pop after 4 games, weren't they? He's not got an assist after 4 games. Like, it's ridiculous. So, you know, with Enzo Fernandez, you've got a much broader sample size. He's been at it for a while. I don't think he's that player. I think if you had your time again, you'd maybe spend that money differently. He's a very decent player, but he's not. Yeah, he's not that guy. I think like I said, I think he's a decent player, but he's not that guy. Jamie says DBS Prime, KDB Prime Coutinho, Prime Hazard. Drop bench start, I'm guessing that is. Prime, I would go Prime Coutinho, start, bench, Prime De Bruyne, and definitely sell Hazard. Or drop Hazard. Yeah, Hazard doesn't get in over Coutinho or De Bruyne. That's not even close. Hazard's nowhere near Coutinho and De Bruyne. The guy was finished as a footballer by the age of 30. His peak, he never did anywhere near what he should have done. I thought he was a talented player, but he just flitted in. He was too inconsistent. That was the problem with Hazard. He was too inconsistent. People who like Hazard are the same sort of people that like Neymar. Yeah, it's the same sort of people that like Neymar. If you like Hazard, you like Neymar, and we'll just never get along. It's just, you like substance, you like style, I like substance. I like my players to turn up. I like my players to turn up consistently. I like them to produce in big moments. Hazard didn't do that. Hazard never did that. He had maybe one good season for Chelsea, where he was really good. But he was never like best player in the world. Whereas I think if you look at KDB and Coutinho at their peak, you know, they weren't far off it. They really weren't far off it. AJ Asim says, who will be the winner? I think it's going to be Scunthorpe. I can't see Morecambe getting back into this one. And Janet, I put 3 on Scunthorpe. I know nothing about them, but if they win, my bet, I'll support them. Nice, Janet. Well, I'm hoping Scunthorpe win for you as well. I've got Scunthorpe to win and a goal in both halves I've got. So I'm rooting for a goal in the second half. Jamie, Hazard was good to watch, but his prime only lasted like a year. There you go, yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. Jake, Hazard's flame was lit way longer than Coutinho. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Isaiah says best footballer in the world right now at forward, midfield, and defender. Oh, we might as well do goalkeeper as well. Goalkeeper would be Alisson. Defender would be Virgil van Dijk. Midfielder. Oh, it's so tough. Midfield, I think. See, I like a lot of different things about Rice, about Caicedo, about Pedri, about Gravenberch, about McAllister. I like a lot of different traits, but I don't think there is. Even Vitinha. There's a lot of fabulous midfielders, but I don't think there's one that really nails it down as an absolute best midfielder. And then forward, I'm going to give it to Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane is the best centre forward in football. So I would go Alisson, Van Dijk, and Kane are the only three that I can definitely say for sure. And then midfield, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Jana 2 thinks Middlesbrough will go up this year. They got a very good chance, but they weren't great the other day, were they, against Portsmouth? They had a shocking game down at Fratton Park. Timbo says people only see longevity as being good after 30. Hazard had 12 world-class years. What do you define as world-class? 12 world-class years? 12 world-class years? You are off your nut, mate. You are absolutely off your trolley. 12? Where was he world class? You're saying he's world class at Lille? He was only at Chelsea for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're saying he had 5 world class years at Lille? He was world class at Lille. In fact, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mate, one of them years he scored 4 goals. In fact, 2 of them years he scored 4 goals. 1 he scored 5 and 1 he scored 7. That ain't world class. World class. 15-16 he got 4 goals. He got 7 in 2010. 2011 that was 7. 2010 5. 2009 4. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there. World class. You can't be taken seriously if you're saying that's world class. Come on, mate. You've got to refine that category down. You can't be saying, of Christ, if that's world class, fucking everyone's world class. I'm world class if that's world class. Jake says Eden Hazard was a more complete and impactful player due to his superior dribbling, consistent scoring and greater goal contributions, while Coutinho was known for his creativity, fizzled after leaving Liverpool. That is AI overview. Well, AI, as we know. Mate, it doesn't say a lot for you, Jake, if you're whacking AI comments in. Come on, mate. Use the old noggin. He was brilliant at Lille. No, he wasn't. He was good enough to get a move to Chelsea at Lille. But world class at Lille? Come on. Come on. Shell, Ukraine v Spain under 20 on FIFA. Or FIFA Plus, yeah. Reese says Arsenal are looking to expand the Emirates. I think they'll need to, you know. Janet Grock, I know, yeah. I think Hazard is better than Coutinho because Grock. It's absolutely, yeah, I can't argue. I can't argue against Grock. Joe, full Liverpool team. Just the two. Just the two. And I think they're the same two that everyone else would use as well, for what it's worth. Here's Morecambe coming forward down the left-hand side. Are they going to get back into this one? We need a goal in the second half here. Desperately need a goal second half. Here's Scunny on the left-hand side. That's better. That's much better play. They're in here. Great football by Scunthorpe. Oh, very nearly a penalty. Unlucky. Isaiah says, do you think the US men's national team ever becomes respectable? Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely they do. Mate, you got to think about how a lot of teams have changed over the years. And there's a lot of teams who were really, really good back in the day who maybe aren't as good now. And there's teams who weren't very good back in the day who are actually unbelievable now. And to be honest, you know, Spain's probably one of them. Spain have gone an unbelievable trajectory. Like, Spain were pretty terrible going back to the 80s and the 90s. They had some fantastic individual players, but never really did an awful lot at big tournaments. Janet, come on, Scunthorpe. And Neil Mifsud, what do you think about Chiesa? I like him a lot. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think Liverpool fans seem to have this big thing with Chiesa and Slot, but he was literally injured the other day, so I don't know why there was any sort of issue with Chiesa not coming on. I would never have took Salah off for Chiesa. I don't understand why anyone would have done, to be honest. Long ball, cleared away, chance for Scunny, hit it. Oh, just about going to go behind for a corner, is it? No, offside. Player cam, mate, I love this channel. Cheers, man. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's nice and it's good to have you on it. Honestly, it's a lovely community. We all make it. Janet, some good US players. Morris is good, apart from against Portsmouth. Player cam, I've left a like on this video. Cheers, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, I've got Morris on the thumbnail, funnily enough. Morris is the thumbnail player for Middlesbrough v Ipswich. I've just put the thumbnail on. So go and check it out. Go and hit your notification. If you're watching on YouTube now, go and check it out. All the schedule of all the games that we're doing. Go and hit the like on the video and put your notifications on so it'll tell you when we go live. But I'm going to be watching Middlesbrough v Ipswich a week on Friday. Janet, I was looking for the Scunthorpe score. Found you. I like you, so I'm going to subscribe. That's nice of you, Janet. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Chance for Scunny. Oh, just wide. Unlucky. Player cam, I'm guessing you're a Liverpool fan. What gave me away? And Isaiah, problem is, all our phenomenal athletes in the US choose American football, baseball, and basketball over football. Hopefully that changes a little here in the near future. I think, yeah, it feels like, I don't know what it is with the US and soccer. Why they've never really embraced it. It maybe feels like the culture, they don't really get it. I don't know what it is. I don't really get the culture. Yeah, I don't know. But it's not, I mean, the size of the US, you would think they would have a lot better players, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. As you know, China, India, Russia, massive places with huge populations that don't always produce the best players. And then you have tiny countries like Argentina and Uruguay winning World Cups. So by population, they've done a lot better. Player Cam says, I do personally think Liverpool's players have been affected by Jota's passing away. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be the case, isn't it? You can't have something like that happen and them not be affected. And it's disgusting that people are now using that as a stick to beat those players with and say, oh, they're just using it as an excuse. If Liverpool, we said at the start of the season, if Liverpool were to go on and do anything this season, it would be an absolutely unbelievable achievement. Janet, it'll be a long way to travel for league games. Well, yeah, that's true enough. Jake, what has Anfield agenda done? Can anyone tell me, was it a racist comment? I think it was the suggestion that he was about to make one. I don't necessarily think that he's made one, just that he's, at least as far as I'm aware, again, it's the little that I know, but basically the suggestion was that he was midway through watching the game, and in a moment he reacted to say something about... he says it was the referee. People are alleging that it was Jeremy Frimpong. I have no idea. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But the allegation certainly is that he was saying something towards a player, a person, whatever. And he said like that, like a hard N phonic. And people thought he was going to say something, but didn't. And then said numpty, I believe. So that's kind of the brief explanation as to what happened, and that's why people are now reacting the way they're reacting. And in part that is also because some people just don't like him. And he knows that, I'm sure. I'm sure he gets the fact that they just don't like him. Because of that, if people don't like you, they will look for reasons to dislike you. Even if you've not really done anything wrong. I don't know if he has or hasn't. Like I said, I haven't really seen it to comment or whatever. But all I would say is if people don't like you and they've made their minds up they don't like you, you can't really do right or wrong. It's the same with Florian Wirtz in many ways. Florian Wirtz... people who are saying, aren't they, that he's crap, he's awful. Most of them are rival fans. Most of them are people who support Man United, Man City, Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea. You know, that's the people who are saying Florian Wirtz is crap. People who've watched football, who've got a brain, they don't expect players to come to the Premier League and just immediately explode after 7 games, less than that, 5 games. They just don't expect it, though. They don't expect it. Because they know they've watched football long enough and they've seen players like Pires, Bergkamp, Silva, Henry, Drogba, top players come to the Premier League and take months and months, maybe a year to adapt in some cases. So, yeah, they don't believe it. They don't believe it. Jake, it's banter though, Key. You give it out your fair share, pal. It's not. It's banter. It's banter. If people are saying it and they don't believe it, like if me and you are looking at each other, it's like, yeah, Wirtz is a bit crap though, isn't he, mate? You know that I'm not. You know that I don't believe it. The problem is that you then get absolute morons, idiots, who then try to logically justify that, and in a sincere conversation, not banter, will actually say, yeah, but he is crap though, isn't he? He is awful, Wirtz. He's terrible. He's awful. He's not good. He's a terrible player. There's no balance to that argument or conversation. Just people who are not very smart. Player Cam Wirtz is a quality player, world class in fact, but he's only 22 years old. Just needs more time, new country, new club. These things take time. That is exactly what I've said from minute one. Has he been great? No. Is he a terrible player as a result of 5 or 6 games? No. And it would be ridiculous to suggest otherwise. Jake, I genuinely believe Wirtz has been crap though, Key. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, then you wouldn't be the intelligent person I know you to be. Gary Bennett says, we have no relegation in the States. I watch zero soccer in the States. I'm Player Cam. I'm a Man United fan. Well, hey, there you go. Shell, it's not soccer, it's footy. Shell, I've just put me notify on all of them. Nice. And Isaiah says Tim Howard, the GOAT. Plenty of good US players, wasn't there, over the years? Stephen King says USA have moved forward in recent years. A lot more Americans love football and the teams are getting better. And the US have very fast defenders. Yeah, like DeAndre Yedlin. Do you remember DeAndre Yedlin? He was rapid. 99 on FIFA. Jake, doesn't mean I'm trying to wind you up. Everyone outside of Liverpool are saying similar. They're not, though. They're not saying similar. The only people who are saying that Wirtz is a terrible footballer is people who have a vested interest in trying to create headlines, a la TalkSport, Sky Sports, people in the media, and morons believe them. Morons believe them. That's what people do. These idiots believe them. They sit there and go, oh, well, if you said it, then it must be true. It's stupid. If you watch football for long enough, you'll know that Florian Wirtz is an absolutely exceptional player. And it might well be, I agree, it might well be that Liverpool isn't a good fit for him. I'll have that discussion, no problem. Maybe Liverpool haven't adapted to him yet. Maybe that takes time. Maybe it'll never happen. There are some footballers, by the way, like Hernan Crespo, Juan Sebastian Veron, right? Both of them were absolutely world-class, unbelievable footballers. Never quite worked out for them in the Premier League. Try as he might, Alex Ferguson could not get Juan Sebastian Veron into his system. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get him to work. But he was still an absolutely unbelievable player. And he came in on massive money. There's a reason that nobody ever uses Juan Sebastian Veron as a stick to beat Man United fans with. Because Veron, even though he was loads of money, he was a huge buy at the time. Like, in modern money, with inflation, that would be £100 million signing. Juan Sebastian Veron would be £100 million in today's market. Man United paid it, they got him in, and he was crap. Or at least he was as good as Florian Wirtz has been. But he was all over the pitch. And I honestly think that's why United fans don't really... well, nobody mentions Juan Sebastian Veron. Jake Veron is the same. Wirtz is crap. Player Cam says Wirtz did some amazing things at Leverkusen, and Player Cam Veron was a big signing, but things just didn't work for him. This is it, yeah. This is it. Juan Sebastian Veron, when I watched him at Lazio, he was an unbelievable player. Absolutely unreal. Just sensational. And for Argentina. Joe, it's not hard being a German and getting used to the Prem, pal. Straight away, just get better. Yeah, it's just seamless fitting, innit? Jake, Wirtz also had less chances created than Odegaard, Saka in a poor league. Again, that's stretching the truth a little bit. If it's a poor league, you've just signed your best player from them. And that's his bread and butter. They want 115 million. But they haven't paid 115 million. They've only paid 100 million. Don't be squeezing 15 million in there for no reason. Morecambe pushing forward. Cuts inside. Chance for Morecambe. And a goal. They've got one back. It's 2-1. It was a lovely ball in from the left-hand side. And it's Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 1. We have got a goal in this second half. But it's a Morecambe one. The Shrimps are back in it. The Shrimps are biting back. It's Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 1. Player Carmine, matey, he was quality for Lazio. I still remember Italian football on Channel 4 Saturday mornings. Them were some quality days. Yeah, they were unbelievable, weren't they? Go Lazio! Love it. Isaiah Blasini, what do you think is different about the Premier League that these big signings don't work out sometimes? Is the talent level really head and shoulders above the rest of the leagues in Europe. Well, let's dispute that first bit first, because I'm not sure I agree with that assertion that big signings don't work out sometimes because of the fact that the Premier League is head and shoulders above other leagues. I don't think the Premier League is head and shoulders above other leagues, and we've seen many times that players have come in to the Premier League and taken to it like a duck to water. They've been better in the Prem than they have been in their own leagues. We've seen that happen many times. But I just think that with players like Wirtz and players before him, with like Veron, for example. Veron was another example, maybe Crespo too. These are players who are undeniably absolutely fantastic. They are top quality players. And sometimes the system doesn't immediately fit them. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to not only a new environment, a new country, a new language, new teammates, new manager, what the manager is asking you to do. Is the manager asking you to do different things than your previous manager was asking you to do? All this type of stuff, the weather, the culture, the food, your kids going to school, your new house, all of that stuff plays a part in the opening few months. And he's still in that phase. Florian Wirtz has lived in the UK for, right now, like less than 3 months. Less than 3 months. It's crazy. He's not really settled in. It's going to take him a long time to really get to grips with it all at 22 years of age, and I don't think people appreciate that enough. They're just taking an opportunity to put the boot in. But there's many big signings that have worked out. There's many big signings that haven't, and I think the system is bigger than the player. Sometimes I don't think it is actually the player. I think it's the system that they've walked into. Like, for example, Anthony at Man United. Prime example. Anthony's gone to Man United. We see him tearing it up at Real Betis. We see him doing unbelievable when he was at Ajax. He goes to Man United, doesn't quite work out. Immediately looks a terrible player. I don't think that's anything to do with Anthony per se. I think that's the club that he's walked into and the system he's walked into. If Anthony had signed for Brighton or Newcastle or Villa, I think Anthony could have been a perfectly functional Premier League player in a different system. Anthony's not a terrible player. Not a terrible player at all. I think you could probably apply that to a number of them. Rasmus Højlund too. Thank you, Papa John. I think Rasmus Højlund's a very decent player. McTominay, very decent player. These are players who we've already seen go to other places and do really well. And you know, United has become a bit of a place where players' careers come to die, sadly. Jake Di Maria is another. Di Maria, perfect example. Yeah, there you go. Another one we talk about. Nobody really mentions. When they talk about big Premier League flops, it's funny that, isn't it? And it's both Argentinians as well. It's funny. No one mentions Veron, Crespo, Di Maria. Huge signings. Huge money. Did just enough to not be shit, but never thrived. Were well below what they should have done. And nobody really mentions them as flops. So there is a world where Florian Wirtz is that. I absolutely agree, by the way. I'm not sitting here saying that Wirtz has been brilliant. I'm not saying that Wirtz will be absolutely sensational for Liverpool, because it might not happen. It just might not click. And maybe in a year's time he does end up going back to Germany. I don't know. But I don't think it's because he's a terrible player. If Wirtz fails, it won't be because of Wirtz. It will be because of Liverpool. For the same reason that Veron failed, and it wasn't because of Veron, it was because of Ferguson and Man United. And I think the same thing with Anthony, and I think the same thing with Di Maria, the same thing with Crespo, and a number of players as well, I would say too. Scunthorpe have got a free kick here, opportunity for them to kill the game off. Jake, some players just don't suit some countries' leagues or systems. Doesn't mean they're bad, just bad investments. Jake Tenali and Bruno G didn't need time to settle in. No, they didn't. Again, there you go. Some players don't, do they? Some players are straight in, duck to water. Although saying that, I'll tell you a player who is, Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch now being talked about as amongst the very best centre mids in world football. He was not brilliant at all last season for large parts of it, actually. He was pretty terrible in his first year. In fact, he's had 2 years, basically, at Liverpool. And it's only really been in the last... maybe the last six to 9 months that he's really come on. But for the first maybe 12 months at Liverpool, not great at all. Pretty average, actually, at times. You could see shades of it, but not brilliant. All of a sudden, bang, there you go. So, yeah, sometimes it does just click. Salah, there you go. But yeah, Jake, very good shout. Mo Salah. Didn't click when he went to Chelsea, first year. Kevin De Bruyne. Lukaku. Lukaku's not a bad player. Didn't click at Chelsea. Clicked at Everton. Didn't click at Man United. Do you know what I mean? These are perfect examples of what I'm talking about. Sometimes there are good players and they just don't fit the system. 124. Did you need either team to score in both halves? Yes, I've done it. As long as it stays like this, I've won. As long as it stays like this, I've won. Scunthorpe. Whoa, what a strike. It's 3-1 Scunny. What a goal that is. An absolute worldie. And Scunthorpe are 3-1 up. Get in there. Wonderful goal. Papa John says, have you watched that Ed Gein monster doc on Netflix? I haven't, mate. No, but I know Ed Gein. I don't know him well. I don't know him well, but I am familiar with yeah. Me and me missus kind of bonded over that when we first started dating. My wife, I should say. When we first started dating, we started watching that stuff, like you know, killer documentaries and stuff like that. Oh, I loved it. Brilliant. Crime drama, crime documentaries. Yeah, we loved all that. So we've watched pretty much every documentary on most serial. We watched Bundy and Dahmer and Gacy and, you know, Albert Fish, Ed Gein, Ed Kemper. Oh, I can name you them all. We've watched them all, mate. Jake says, Oscar, who was at Chelsea, his form dropped off in winter, could never adapt to the weather. And Papa John says Crespo was excellent, I thought. Crespo was an excellent player, but he never really did it at Chelsea, did he? He was gone within the year. He was, again, only just okay. So, kind of the same with Shevchenko. Shevchenko came as a World Player of the Year, didn't he? Didn't work out. Player cam, Torres or Suarez. Oh, it's Suarez every day of the week. Suarez every single day of the week. It's not even close, that, you know. Shell, I think the same of Barry. He's 22, just become a dad, moved to a new country, still a baby himself. So, I don't know if you saw... I spoke about Tierno Barry on Twitter the other day. And it got an awful lot of likes from specifically Everton fans, believe it or not. Couple of 100 likes just from Everton fans, basically. And people forget with Tierno Barry that he's moved club every year for the last 5 years. So he's never really settled in one place, Tierno Barry. I like Barry a lot, by the way. I think he's a talented boy, but he's taken 4 big steps up in his career pretty much every year. He was playing in the French 5th division. The fifth tier, right? The 5th tier of French football is where Tierno Barry was playing literally 4 or 5 years ago, right? He was in the 5th tier of French football. He then moved from there to the 2nd tier of Belgian football because he was playing well in the 5th division of France. He got a good move to the Belgian 2nd division, started doing well in the Belgian 2nd division, then went from the Belgian 2nd division to Switzerland and played for Bâle, did quite well in Bâle, got the move to Villarreal, did relatively well at Villarreal, 12 goals, not brilliant, but, you know, decent, gets the move to Everton, but he's never settled in one place. It's literally been one jump to another every single year. He's done well, he's moved on. He's done well, he's moved on. He's never settled. And that's tough. That's really tough. To look at him and think, 4 years ago, that lad was in the French 5th Division. It's a lot of progress in a short time, that. And you'd think that deserves credit, for one, it does, but also you can understand why he's a little bit raw. Stephen King says, I said 3-1 key, bet looks good, mate. Nice, well done. Good call, you called it, man. Joe says Voltemada was playing in the 3rd division in Germany 2 years ago. And that's it. Like that, when you look at it like that, you think, well, that's a really good thing, but also it's a little bit alarming. It's a little bit alarming because you think, well, he's had like 5 minutes playing at the top level. So it might be good, it might be terrible. User 687, who are you talking about, Key? We were talking about Tierno Barry. And Shell, was that evening, everyone? Does Everton to me all the time. And Pup, regarding crime series, say what you want about Fred West. He was a grafter. Oh, we've watched all them as well, yeah. The Wests. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley, all them. We've watched all them as well. McTerry, ref, end the game already. Been a bad night for the Shrimps. Do you think you'll manage to get it right this season? I really am rooting for Morecambe. It's sad what's happened at the club, and I'm hoping that Ashveer Singh Johal, the youngest manager in all 5 tiers of the English Football League, he's a really, really good young manager. I really hope they get it right, Morecambe. Accrington 0, Port Vale 1. Morecambe with a chance. Oh, just wide. Nearly 3-2. They're struggling, though, Scunny, to hang on. Last 8 minutes of normal time. Callum says Key wins on Football Manager and thinks he's Pep Guardiola, the absolute sausage. Does that mean you think you're Sean Dyche, given you from that neck of the woods? Owen Coyle. Owen Coyle, the copite. Oh, goodness me. Coyle, the copite, he's here. Burnley's finest. What game have we got on tomorrow? Oh, we've not got any game on tomorrow, have we? Chelsea says don't go on Twitter, Key. I don't blame you, to be honest. I got banned on Twitter the other day. My account got suspended and I had no idea why. I literally haven't commented on there or done anything. Account got suspended. I appealed it and it's got reinstated. But I don't know why. I've not done anything. I haven't been on it. Couldn't tell you why, but it just randomly got suspended. Callum says Sean Dyche is from Kent. Aye. Managed Burnley for a long time though, didn't he? Same as Owen Coyle. I ain't from Burnley. Yeah, you are. You're Burnley's finest. You're basically Lancashire classic. Bubblicious, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, no game tomorrow unless... Do we do one of those games on the night? We could do Niger against Congo. or Tanzania v Zambia. Could even do Djibouti against Egypt. I might try for Djibouti in Egypt tomorrow. We'll see. Can't hurt, can it? Chimey, they probably heard you say Gerrard is the greatest midfielder ever, and I don't blame them for banning you. He is the greatest midfielder ever. Not even close. Pup says Owen Coyle, Erdry, legend. Hey, I'm going up to Scotland. I'm back up Scotland in the next few weeks. Up to Dumfries. Got to head up to Dumfriesshire. It's a long old drive. Oh, but hey, it's all good fun. It's all good fun. Long ball forward and cleared away, unlucky. Colchester 1, Gillingham 1. The Gills pegged back. Right, we're into the last few minutes here now. Morecambe, I can't. This one's just fizzling out, this one now, to be honest. I'll make sure I'm in Scotland for your visit there. Creep. Coming to give me a visit, Key. I can confirm absolutely not, mate. I'm there for visiting relatives, and then we're there for a few days. So I'll have to see if I can take my. I might have a slightly different look and feel behind me. It might not look the same. McTerry, do you cover Premier League games as well, mate? I do, yeah. All games on this channel. So we're doing the internationals. We did League 2 yesterday, Harrogate and Crewe Alexandra. We've done League 1, Championship, Premier League we do every single weekend. Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, everything. Everything on this channel. I'm probably going to be doing the African World Cup qualifiers tomorrow. Graham King, the Mighty Iron, Scunthorpe have done really well tonight, haven't they? Couple of great goals as well. I mean, to be honest, all three of them. All 3 goals for Scunthorpe were sensational. Absolutely unreal. Dumfries bookmarking it. Ah, yeah. Hey, it's a big old place, Dumfries. It's a big old place. And a lot of it's just wooded. Talk no more. You got a new sub, mate. Oh, what a guy! Cheers, McTerry. Thank you for the subs, the likes and the comments and all that good stuff. I always appreciate it. It's very nice of you. Thank you, and good to have you as part of the community. Hopefully, you're in for the next Premier League games we're doing. We'll be back when the Premier League is back. It's the 18th, so we've got Forest v Chelsea is what I'm doing. And then I'll be doing Fulham v Arsenal. They're the 2 on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, I'm doing Tottenham against Villa, followed by Liverpool against Manchester United. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm getting a little bit shaky about that one. FIFA Champions badges. Come on, Morecambe. What score? It's Scunthorpe 3, Morecambe 1. And we are in the 90th minute right now. Scunthorpe Ooh, very nearly getting in. I don't know how many minutes added on there's going to be. I can't see there being too many. Maybe 2 or 3. Shell, no game tomorrow. Maybe the Egypt game. Do you know what? Yeah, we'll do the Egypt game. We'll do it. I'll find a way to do the Egypt v Djibouti game in the FIFA World Cup qualifying. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll have Egypt v Djibouti. I think it's 2 added minutes. It might be no, it is 3. I think it's 3 added minutes at the end of this game. But I don't know if the ref's going to play the full amount, to be honest. Callum, don't be saying things like that. You can get in a lot of trouble for saying things like that. even joking. Isaiah 6. Is it 6? Where have I got 3 from? Absolute fake news from me. 6 added minutes. That's shocking. Why is the ref playing 6 added minutes? They're 3-1 down. Let him go home. It's a long way back to Morecambe from Scunny. Especially late on a Tuesday night, innit? Isaiah says DraftKings says 6. It might well be, you know. It might well be. I'm not disputing you. I'm not arguing with you. It is 6. It is 6. It is 6. But I have no idea why the referee would choose to. That surely this is a sympathy. This is a sympathy blow. Of the whistle, obviously, I meant. A sympathy blow of the whistle. You don't need to be playing 6 minutes here because nobody needs to see another 6 minutes of this. Scunthorpe 3, Morecambe 1. I'll have a peek in your fridge and take your cooker. What we saying, Steve? How's it going, Evening Key? There's a Scottish match on tonight as well. Alloa are playing, are they? Shell, are you doing the Egypt game? I will. Yes, Shell. I will find a way to. I'll find a way to do that one. I'll upload the thumbnail and I'll be live tomorrow at about 4:45. It's an early game. Djibouti against Egypt. I think it's about 4:45, 5 o'clock kickoff. So yeah, we'll do Egypt. We'll do Mo Salah for Egypt against Djibouti. Here's Scunny on the counter attack. 2 minutes left here at the Attis Arena. Steve, who are you doing for the rest of the week, Kate? So, I'll tell you very quickly my my schedule for the rest of this week. So tomorrow we are going to do Djibouti against Egypt in the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifying. That is literally the only game worth watching tomorrow. I absolutely promise you. Oh, massive chance for Morecambe at the end, and they've put it wide somehow. Oh, that's a sitter. Colchester 2, Gillingham 1 at the death. Yeah, so we're doing Djibouti against Egypt tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we've got Scotland against Greece. Friday, Northern Ireland against Slovakia. Saturday, Oldham against Barrow. And before that, I'm doing Northampton Town against Rotherham. Sunday, Scotland v Belarus. Monday, Northern Ireland v Germany. Tuesday, Latvia v England. And then I've not got anything penciled in for next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is a little bit funny as well. Thursday next week, we've got Huddersfield v Bolton. Friday, Borough v Ipswich. And then we're back to the Premier League again. So I'm going to be live every single day up to now. Isaiah Blazina, any bets on the Egypt game? None as yet, no. And Stephen, are you putting some winnings on Salah first goal? Cheers for tonight, mate. Go for it. Yeah, why not? We'll do Salah first goal. I'll put a little bit on it. Man of the match, Graham King. I would give it to Roberts on the right-hand side for Scunthorpe. I think he's played really well. He got the goal scoring. Obviously underway tonight. I think he's been terrific most of the season, hasn't he, to be honest? Roberts. And he scored a great goal, opened the scoring tonight. I'd probably give it to him. I think he did well. I think he won. Didn't he win the free kick as well for the second goal? Sure he did. Either way, he's drove forward really well up that right hand side. I would give it to Roberts for Scunthorpe. Night, sleep well, take it easy, Shell. Have a lovely night, and I'll see you tomorrow if you're about. Oh, shot for Morecambe, and very nearly with 15 seconds to go. It was nearly 3-2. They're in again here, Morecambe. Christ, Scunthorpe need to close it down here a little bit. Scunthorpe on the counter-attack here. Big chance for them. They can finish it off and make it 4. Oh, just wide. Should have been 4. Honestly, this game has been so open. It could have been on it. It could have been like 5 or 6-2. It's been a hugely open game second half. Loads of chances. Really good game to watch. Love non-league football for exactly this reason. Right. I think we have full time anyway here at Glanford Park. Scunthorpe 3, Morecambe 1. Lots of love to everyone. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, the subscribes. Really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, early stream tomorrow, about 5 o'clock, for Djibouti against Egypt in the African World Cup qualifying. We can see if Egypt can secure their place at the World Cup, which they can tomorrow with a win. So, yeah, let's see. We'll do a Mo Salah watch along tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, see you about then. Take it easy. Have a lovely night.